Hey fellas, Onus here, and welcome back to With a Y, and today I want to talk to you about rapper Westside Gunn. You may recognize that name. He's had a few high-profile features on albums by the likes of Travis Scott. You might know him with his association with professional wrestling and just how much he unironically loves that shit. I've talked about him in a recent video, like where he's known for taking like historical photography, slapping a parental advisory logo on it, and then that's the cover of his album. He's used a lot of iconic professional wrestling photography in his time, and what he is prolific in that he drops multiple projects a year, so if you're a fan of his music and the type of stuff he makes, you are never left starving for something new. The other thing you might know him for is him asking you, have you ever done this thing? And then he proceeds to say something absolutely ridiculous.
You ever cooked a half a brick in the air fryer?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've ever cooked half a brick ever, and much less in an air fryer. I've personally never owned one. I've never actually owned any cooking supply, as I'm a robot and don't need sustenance other than like, not even batteries, man. I just kind of went eco-friendly with that, and I just get it from the energy that's all around us that humans have yet to detect. My means of self-propagation are far beyond anything humanity has ever been able to cook up. And I figured it'd be kind of fun to play Have You Ever with lyrics from Westside Gunn, because it's a really common refrain from him. Have you ever done shit that very few people have ever done? Which I guess is kind of the point. Like, he's asking you because he knows your stupid ass hasn't. Which is why it could be fun to see if I ever have. One last tidbit before we get into the meat of that. The other thing you might know Westside Gunn for is his 8-part Hitler Wears Hermes series. I'm gonna put a clamp on that before it gets too crazy on why you're thinking, like, why did he do that? As far as I can tell, it's a play on the Devil Wears Prada sort of thing, where like the worst thing you can think of wears cool looking clothes. Some people have debated whether the alliteration really works since the H in Hermes is silent. One smart Redditor pointed out that it might work if you pronounce it like a British person. Hitler Wears Hermes. And you know, they say the Antichrist is gonna be like some real handsome literal devil when he appears in front of all of us. He's gonna swindle and trick a lot of people, so I suppose we'll see when that comes up. All right, back to the would you rathers.
Hey yo, you ever ate burgers on Wednesday?
Yes, I have done that, man. I think I've eaten burgers on a lot of Wednesdays, a lot of different types of burgers. A particular one of note was one I had that was a bison burger. This was one of the best burgers I've ever had, where the center was cut out and an egg was dropped in the middle. I know I said that I don't really have to worry about having an air fryer because I don't need food to survive as a robot and all, but you need to understand that I do like to indulge in purely dopamine-inducing experiences, like everybody does. Robot, any sentient life does it. Dolphins get high off sea urchins or whatever, I forgot. But the real kicker of this Have You Ever, and this might be one of the only Have You Evers Westside Gunn has in this entire compilation I can say I have actually done, is him saying this.
You ever ate chicken on Thursday?
I have ate chicken on a Thursday as well. I have done both of these things individually. You know, in medieval Europe, burgers were considered a holy item to partake in on a Wednesday, and in different cultures, eating chicken considered a holy tradition on a Thursday. But I think what we're really getting at here is doing this sequentially. Have you ever eaten a burger on a Wednesday, and then the very next day, the Thursday right after the Wednesday you ate a burger, did you eat chicken? And I can say, I have done this, man. I feel accomplished already. We're like 1 for 2 on the Have You Evers, and I feel they're only going to get tougher from here. This does paint Westside Gunn as more of an everyman than maybe you would originally think he was, because the Have You Ever does imply that like he's saying he has done something that you probably have never done because he's just at a different station in life than you can ever hope to be. But this is a very relatable thing. If this guy wanted to be like really exclusionary and gatekeepy about the things he's asking if you've ever done, he should have specified the type of burger and the type of chicken and referenced something that you'd probably never heard of that technically count as varieties of those two types of food. But he didn't. He kept it broad and he let the tent grow big so that you could say, hey, I have eaten burgers on a Wednesday and I ate chicken on the Thursday right after that Wednesday. Wow. I think I'm going to relate to everything he says from this point on.
You ever count a meal, they count it over just to make sure?
Can't say I have, man. I don't think I've ever had $1 million all at once in my life. You know, the goal is obviously to get to that point and hopefully well beyond. They always say that the first $1 million is the hardest, and then there's ways to invest that makes it grow on its own. I saw a TikTok from this guy T Wayne who had the Nasty Freestyle song like 10 years ago. He's like, the first let me hop out the motherfucking Porsche or whatever it was. And he was on TikTok showing that he's apparently still living good.
This is how I live as a one-hit wonder that had one hit 10 years ago. One song can literally change your life forever.
It seems like this is a guy who played his cards right, and I have all the respect in the world for him. Though I'm sure like the success he's getting from talking about having one hit song and then being able to talk about how he's still doing good after only one hit song is part of the equation. Like this thing got 14 million views on its own, but still, the point stands. So I'm sorry, Westside Gunn, I'm going 1 for 3 on things that I have done that you're asking me if I have done them.
You ever round 10 bricks, sold 10 bricks all in a day?
By bricks, he almost certainly means bricks of cocaine. Can't say I've done that, but as a kid, there was a construction site near where I grew up that had spare bricks laying around that I wanted to build a fort out of. Like, the house was already done. They were just laying around waiting to be cleaned up. And I was like, I'm gonna build my own little house without any mortar because I didn't understand how construction worked. And I just figured the bricks were gonna respawn the next day and I could make like a little house out of them. So I guess like I technically stole over 10 in a single day, but I never sold them. And I probably would have had to sell them below market value considering it all. Damn, man, I'm really going 1 for 4 on here. That I might only have one thing on this list that I've ever actually done. Okay, I'm actually a little confused on what I'm even being asked if I've done here. You ever pull it out? I mean, like, I guess I've pulled out my cock when I have to go and pee before. You better shoot it till it's all gone. For some reason, I don't think we're talking about the same thing. Like, is the pulling it out the have you ever being asked? Or is the you'd better shoot till it's all gone part of it? I'm gonna take it all as one. And in that case, unfortunately, Westside Gunn, I'm sorry, love your music, but I am letting you down once again. I have never done this.
Hey yo, you ever had to watch your moms get beat?
Thankfully, no. As a robot, I have no parents. Not even creators, really, and if I do, that doesn't exist in the memory banks, and I don't really care to find out who they are. Alright, this next one is the most replayed have you ever in this list, so I'm really curious as to what it's gonna be.
You ever make love to the pot? I ain't think so.
Like, used weed as a fleshlight? That would be a lot of fucking weed to do that, man. Part of the fun of this is taking the lyrics completely out of context of the verse they came from, where they probably make sense, and then like interpreting it in whatever really obtuse way you want, either to make it fit within a certain framework so you can say that you have done that. Theoretically, if you ever rubbed one out into a bowl, I guess you could count that as having made love to a pot in like the vague sense, and therefore Westside Gunn's I ain't think so probably rings really hollow for someone like you, but I've never done that. It's almost an improv exercise.
You ever left a tip so big you fucked a waitress?
I don't think I've done that before either, man. If you leave a tip big enough to fuck the waitress, shouldn't you just like go with someone who's like ostensibly a professional in the field at that point? Just get someone who's probably literally looking to hook up for money. The rates are probably lower at that point, though I guess that is illegal, so I actually don't encourage you to do that at all. You should avoid committing crimes and stay within the bounds of the law at all times, guys. I do not encourage you to commit crimes ever.
You ever shot somebody you love cause they violate?
I'm assuming he means they violated you. I've never done that. I'm sorry that you found yourself in a position where you had to do that, Westside Gunn. Assuming you're talking about yourself, this is probably all just artistic expression and not at all admissible in court, and I would never say that Westside Gunn has done something like this, because that's just really presumptuous of me to say he has. I guess people I care about who have been violated in some way, like in their privacy or were just generally disrespected, I've shot them a DM to ask if they're doing alright, but nothing in the context that I think he's referring to. We're 1 for 9, man. Westside Gunn has proven that he is really a stratosphere above me in this life shit. He's just doing it bigger than I probably ever will. And he makes compelling music out of that, which you really have to respect.
You ever had a gun in your mouth like a cavity?
I've had cavities before, not a gun in my mouth like a cavity. That seems like it'd be really scary, man. I hope you're recovering from the instance decently well.
You ever threw up smelling too many kilos?
That's actually an interesting one, because I've never thrown up from the smell of anything ever, because I notoriously, especially recently, have a really bad sense of smell. Like, I have been congested pretty much my entire life. It could be attributed to allergies or the other thing, but for whatever reason, my nostrils just don't really work, and smells that make other people gag or retch, like I'm able to get closer to, and if I can smell it, that means the smell's really fucking bad or it's on my body, but it's never gotten me to the point of puking, and honestly, like, while I'm sure there are things I'm missing out on because of my lack of smell, that is not one of the things that I think I would prefer to have in place of having a sense of smell.
You ever shot a whole lot of solo?
Can't say I have, man. That's a pretty quick one.
You ever seen brains before?
Oh, guys, we have a second one I can say I have seen. He did not specify what kind of brains. You know those animal dissections you did in school, man? I took an animal science class and we dissected more than just a frog, dude. I have seen plenty of animal brains and they were, you know, predictably disgusting, but I did see them and, you know, to go with the last one, I did smell them. That's how I knew it was bad and people weren't faking it when they literally backed up from the table because of how fucking wretched it was. We have officially gone 2 yes I have for 13 on the have you ever scale.
You ever sold 100 and spent it all in the same weekend?
I think he means 100,000. Can't say I've done that, but if we say $100, yes I have in Vegas, and I lost much more than 100, man. It was actually, it really sucked.
You ever shop in Louis in that other room?
Oh, he's talking about those private designer showcases where like really rich people will literally have someone come to like an Airbnb or some shit they're staying at. It's probably not a B&B if you're rich enough to have this done for you. It's probably like homes that are only shown to the ultra wealthy, where they will literally give you access to designer clothes and products early so you can look through them and pick which ones you want. Yeah, haven't had that happen to me. So we're 2 for 15 now.
You ever seen a dead body?
3 for 16. I have seen a dead body. Not like a particularly gory one, and I'm not talking about like just animals or roadkill. You know, I have seen a human body, but it was like, it was at a wake.
You ever spent no money on a jet?
3 for 17, no.
You ever seen brains scattered?
Okay, this one's kind of cheating. It's just a repeat of the fucking animal science course I took. 5 for 18.
You ever woke up with a bottom bonky?
At some of them summer camps, people were fighting for those top bunks, not because they were more ergonomical. In fact, they really weren't. You couldn't get shit from off the floor or like near you if you needed it in the middle of the night easily. But I assume he's talking about prison, so no. We can say 6 for 19 if we really want to stretch the definition, which is kind of the point of this exercise, but whatever.
You ever seen blood in the snow?
Yeah, I cut my finger once when there was a snow day growing up.
You ever had butterflies until we're locked up?
No, I can't say I have, but I think that puts us at a perfect 7 out of 21. 1/3 of the have you evers I have done in some capacity if I completely ignore the context of the verse the line was set in and really stretch the definition of what it is I'm being asked by Westside Gunn. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at @withY. Check out Westside Gunn's music if you liked anything you guys heard. I think he's really good. That email's in the description if you guys want to send me any video topics. Anyways, piss off.